peeps and peepettes, and welcome back to the Spotlight Reviewing Station. And today I'm bringing you two exciting figures, a 2-in-1 review of the brand new, just released Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bustin Leonardo and Raphael. So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel. Up close in your face! Now, essentially, this is the same style of packaging, so we really only have to go through one. The only real key difference here is basically going by the character of the said figure of the packaging. That's really it. So, anyway, there's Leonardo, there's Raphael. That's pretty much the end of that. Except for maybe the bonus going on here from this. As you can see, Leonardo comes with something... yeah, not really feeling here, but other than that, Raphael doesn't have that, but he does have a tennis racket. Taking a look at the back of the packaging for Raphael, and let's go ahead and get through this. Here is the brief summary for Raph. Go ahead and pause the view or read it if you so want. And so moving on to Leonardo's packaging on the back, and here we've got his brief summary. Go ahead and pause the view and read it if you want. Alright, that's going to do it for the packaging. What do you say we go ahead and open up these two? And the first thing that we're introduced to out of the packaging is this product catalog. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if we've got any new contents that will be available very shortly. And this kind of looks like the same product catalog that we've been seeing since the start of it all. Nothing new. And yeah, same thing for the piece of points. Nothing to really showcase there. Alright, so besides the product catalog, you get the figure, of course. You get these nano-click figures, and more details on that in just a minute. But you also get your piece of point reward. So if you had the code, you could go to playmatestoys.com. You know how this works. Just enter it in and claim your points for goodies later on. With that said, let's go ahead and talk about this promotion here, which is the whole reason why they're doing this, to promote this ridiculous line of figures called Nano Clicks. Basically, it's just little mini figures of the 4 turtles in a variety of colors, which you can combine and make this monstrosity, or should I say these two monstrosities, being Leonardo and Raphael. What are the odds that it would be Leonardo and Raphael first, just like the bug busting figures? Anyway, it's just a coincidence. I guess some people will find this quite entertaining, maybe some kids, but from a standing point of physically looking at this, it does not look good at all. I like the heads. Of course the heads would look like the turtles themselves, but everything else about them is just so wrong. It's just so... It's not for me. That's an obvious. Right, anyway, so basically it goes like this. Here's your little Raphael minifigure here, and does have a little bit of articulation at the shoulder and the hips, nothing at the head. And then you've got Leonardo here. Obviously you can tell by the different proportions in the head, and of course the belt. Pretty much the same amount of articulation. You got these little clips at the bottom of the feet, and just clip them in like so and start building them up. Make ridiculous structures if you want, or you can make those awkward looking Ninja Turtle figures that they are promoting, which you need 20 of these things in order to do. I only have 2, and that's as far as I'm gonna go. So anyway, let's get on to Leonardo now. And the first thing that I want to mention about the figure is he's alright. He's not perfect. He does have some problems when it comes to some loose joints, especially the hips. Those blasted engineered hip joints that I never will like. And then for some reason the production line kind of missed a step here. As you can see, his left ankle is not actually pegged in all the way. So I can use a heat gun and push this in place, and that would take care of the problem, but I'm just showing you how he is straight out of packaging here. That's why I haven't done it. He's also a little warped. As you can see, this ankle here is just like yeah, he needs a little work. The design of him is pretty much on par with what you've seen from some of the episodes in the cartoon, where these bug busting costumes have been around for maybe 2-3 episodes max at the moment. I like it. I really do. I like the blue on him. The variety of blue just really makes this figure pop. And, you know, the head sculpt is pretty nice, but if you look at the back, he doesn't have that extra bit for his bandana, which is kind of odd, but I understand why they did that, because as you notice, he does come with a helmet here to fully protect him from the mosquitoes. And it just slides on, simple as that. It's got a little bit of a, actually that's hair, never mind. Okay, so it's pretty clean, so you can actually see his head on the inside, which is very nice. And it's very easy to remove, so you can pop it on and then take it off, pop it on, take it off. He does also have his weapon of choice for the mosquito, which does have that hazardous chemical logo thing that you would see a lot in some of those zombie films. Anyway, it just clips on to his back like so. It doesn't really stay in place too well. I mean, it's holding right now until I just went about talking about it. There's nowhere for it to actually peg in the back. If there was a peg in here somewhere and maybe a hole right here at the back of his shell, maybe this would hold a lot better. But as it is, as long as you're not messing around with the figure, it'll stay in there just fine. So, anyway, let's go ahead and give him his little squeezy things here, which do actually hold in his hands pretty secure, gotta tell you. He holds these a lot better than he does his magic sword. There you go. I mean, let's give him the complete look now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, you just gotta push it in between, and oh, well, look at that. It actually keeps this in place a lot better now. Look at that. I love the not Ghostbusters but mosquito logo there. That's very catchy. I like that. So, anyway, let's go for the articulation on Leo. Once I remove his helmet so we can get to the head, he does have a ball joint, even though it's very restrictive, only because there's so much that gets in the way, it kind of hinders the movement. He still gets them left and right, but that's about it. Not much for up and down, but it is a ball joint. Anyway, the shoulder pads get out of the way, so you can get to the shoulder joints, which are universal, so they go in any range you want, especially inward and outward. You've got a swivel cut at the elbow section, and the elbow is 90 degrees on a single joint, as you can see. We do have a swivel cut at the wrist, nothing at the waist. You got those blasted hip joints, but you do get this much kicking forward, which really isn't much, as you can see. Pew! Look at that. Wow. That is very loose. Anyway, if you turn them this way, you really can't pull off a full JCVD split, so that's unfortunate too. Oh well. So, you do have single jointed knees, does get 90 degrees of bend. And there's also a swivel cut above that, so you can get some more movement. And to be very careful here, you do have some up and down movement at the ankles of the feet. So, there you go. That's your articulation, and that's pretty much Leonardo in a half shell. Now let's take a look at the figure himself, because that's what you really want to see. So, Raph looks really good, and I think he looks a lot better than Leonardo. My only gripe about Raph is that this is not entirely what his costume, or should I say his mosquito suit, looked like in the cartoon. Because even the back showcases the actual suit that he was wearing, and you can see that there really isn't any skin showing on this suit here, which kind of makes me wonder why they didn't just, you know, paint the arms and the legs here. I mean, this is not complete coverage. If an mosquito was to get on Raph, well, you know what would happen. That looks so weird, but you know, it's going to be hidden anyway with his backpack here. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at the backpack. So it does have a little bit of some damage here that's been covered up with some tape, which, you know, once again can hinder the coverage from the mosquitoes. He's also got this electrified tennis racket here, which is his weapon of choice. Looks very nice. I'm actually surprised they painted this at all. And it's on this very restrictive wire here. This really isn't going to bend that well, but at least it does have storage, so you just clip it in right there, and there you go. I also like the lightning bolt here. That's catchy. Very nice. And of course, you can clip it on his back, and for some reason, this holds a lot better than Leo's did without the helmet. Anyway, here's his helmet, and the only way to really get this on is to have to remove the backpack. So let's go ahead and do that so we can put this on his head here and get the full look of this entire Mosquito suit. And that looks nice. You know, he's a little back heavy only because of the backpack, but he does look really good in this. I just wish that they went all out and just painted the arms and the legs here to give him the complete coverage that he has in the cartoon in this suit. Regardless though, it is a very nice figure with the same amount of articulation, which I'll go ahead and remove this so we can get to it. He does have a ball joint at the head, so you can get more movement than Leo here. Oh, by the way, he also has his bandana in the back. You can see that, so nice touch. Anyway, the pads remove themselves, or I mean they slide out of the way so we can get to the universal shoulder joints. So you got your inward and outward, your full 360. You got a swivel cut at the elbow section, and the elbow is single jointed. Does get a little less than 90 degrees of bend only because of the structure of his forearm here. Anyway, we have a swivel cut at the wrist, nothing at the waist. And then you got those awkward hip joints, but I gotta admit, they're a lot tighter than Leo's, so you get this much kicking forward, maybe a little bit more because they're not so loose. And you get that much going back, and if you turn them outward this way, you do get, you know, well, that one wants to go up all the way, so let's try and get this one. I'm gonna count it. That looks like a full JCVD split to me, so there's your still quality. And then you got a swivel cut at the knee section, and the knee is single jointed, and it does get 9 degrees of bend. And thank goodness the hinges at the feet are actually pinned incorrectly on Raph, so they're pretty tight, but you do get your up and down movement, and that's all you can really ask for when it comes to the articulation on these figures. Let's go ahead and give him his tennis racket here and try to get this in his hand here without breaking the wire, because that is a very flimsy plastic. There we go. And let's give him back his helmet, which I have to take the backpack off, unfortunately. There we go. There's the complete look of Raph, all decked out in his Mosquito suit, ready to capture some mosquitoes for whoever's paying. Right. So sadly, this set does not come with any mosquitoes, but I do have some here so you can get an idea of what this looks like, just because. These are the ones that came with Baron Draxum. I would have preferred these rather than some NanoClip figures, which I'm not going to do anything with anyway. This would have been nice for displaying on the figures, but whatever. Maybe with Mikey and Donnie in the future, they might come with some mosquitoes. It would be nice, but for now, enjoy your NanoClicks. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring Leonardo back in, if we can, because he's still got that standing issue. Alright, so I'm just going to be very careful here, and we're going to do a size comparisons now to wrap up this video, so let's dare to compare with the 4 Battle Shell Ninja Turtle figures, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. And finally, here's some other figures out of the line. We got Baron Draxum in the back with Meat Sweats, April O'Neil, the disappointing Origami Foot Ninja, Master Splinter, and of course, Mayhem. I never get tired of that. Well, it's time to wrap up the video by giving my overall thoughts on this. The variety about Ninja Turtles is what it's really all about, because it's right up there when it comes to all the varieties that you get out of Batman action figures. Ninja Turtles definitely is packing some heat. Or should I say they're packing some mosquitoes. Well, not really, because I still would have preferred if we got some mosquito figures rather than those NanoClicks. But again, it's not my cup of tea. It's going to be somebody else's. These figures are okay. I really do like the design of them. There are some problems, unfortunately, with my figures. Your results are going to be different for sure. Not much else to really say about them. For $8, you get everything that you would come to expect. Yeah, sure, they don't come with their primary weapons of choice, but with that said, I like the variety that they have from the cartoon anyway here, with Leo with those sprays, and then Raphael with that electrified tennis racket, which I'm sure he's been shot by a couple times himself in the show. Cool figures. I really do dig them. They're just now showing up at my local Walmart stores. Happy hunting to anyone out there that's in search of these, and if you haven't found them just yet, give it a little time. I'm sure they're going to be popping up very shortly in your area. Having said that, questions or comments, you know to do, hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until then, my friends, this is Young Professional Toy Reviewer Red as Power signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you whenever you see me.